All right, good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. I hope you're feeling incredible this beautiful morning. My name is Haziq Ali. Give me a replay, gang. If you're watching the replay, if you're tuning in on the live line, congratulations. You are in the right place at the right time on the right line. We are here to help you make more money with your business. The bottom line is that your business is worth a lot more than you think. If you have a business, there's no excuse for you having any money issues because businesses exist to solve problems. And what we know, if we don't know nothing else, is that there are infinite problems on this planet. There are infinite problems being experienced by the people around us every day. There are infinite problems being experienced by our families. There are infinite problems being experienced by society. And we know every single problem in society is a problem of leadership. This is why we are so focused on the men sometimes. And sometimes we give attention to the ladies and things that are patently on the lady side of the spectrum. But goodness knows, every problem in society is a problem of leadership. Can somebody type that in the comments for me? Every problem in society is a problem of leadership. And you know the main person that you need to lead? We got to lead ourselves. Does that make sense? So I'm going to shout a few people out this morning, that's repping their city and letting everybody know what kind of business they have and how their business helps people. And then today, what we're going to get into, y'all, is 7 clues you about to fail. And we don't even really use the F word around here, but boy, if you are chasing a goal, if you're looking at yourself and being like, I only got this much time before I don't accomplish what it is I said I was going to accomplish in the time I said I was going to accomplish it, right? If you're looking around like, whoa, I'm about to give you 7 things you can write down in your notebook so that you can measure yourself up against these things and make sure you ain't about to fail at your goals, baby. So let's see it. Where are you from? What kind of business do you have? How exactly do you help people? We want to know. Good morning, Yuli. Glad you're here, Queen. What's up, Alan? Yeah. Good morning, millionaire. What's up, Kenya? Let's get it. Alvin, Texas is in the house. Let's go. Taisha Levon is up in here. Let's go. Digital Daryl is in the house. If you're checking in from one of the Facebook groups, then you got to make sure you click that little link at the bottom of the caption so it lets us show your name and stuff. I see we got a lot of the Facebook users, a lot of Facebook friends are in the house this morning. Okay, there go YouTube checking in. Okay, Sade from the YouTube gang. Let's go. Nikki C. Good morning, Queen. Tennessee checking in. That's exactly right, Sade. Appreciate that. Every problem in society is a problem of leadership. Do you agree with that, Kay? Every problem in society is really a problem of leadership, Narisha. Let's go. Every problem in society. Okay, Loganville, Georgia in the house. That's what's up, y'all. So share this on your timeline. That's a good caption to put there. Every problem in society is really a problem of leadership. What does that mean to you? They have this study that talked about how I can't remember what university it was. I think it was one of the universities in Connecticut. I can't remember what university it was, but they did this study that talked about how when they checked in with this graduating class of the college, the ones who had set goals ended up, I don't want to give you the exact statistics because people just be lying with statistics. And since I can't quote the exact study, I'm not going to tell you any of the numbers. But here's the moral of the story, right? When they went and checked back in with the graduating class, the ones who had set goals had surpassed the ones that didn't so effortlessly. I mean, so easily. They were so head and shoulders above the rest that it began to give new credence to this idea of goal setting. It started to become more of a common knowledge that if you want to be successful, one of the first things you have to do is set goals. Your mission is to join this minority because, and this is the point I guess I'm leaving out. What they discovered is that even though most people that set goals make themselves successful almost on autopilot just by virtue of their setting goals the right way, the sad truth is most people, the vast majority of people, do not set goals. So then when you look at that group that does set goals, a bunch of them don't achieve their goals. It's just that the ones that set goals, they increase their odds fantastically, but you still have a large majority of people that set goals at times like New Year's or at birthdays, or there'll be some special significant day and they'll set a goal. And a lot of times, because we weren't taught how to achieve these goals, we end up failing. So, if you're going to set goals, and if you're at a place like this on a morning like today, then I'm sure that's what you're about. If you watch this replay, I'm sure you're about reaching your potential. If you want to set your goals, and what we got to do is set preventative measures in place that keep you from failing at them. You got to scan for warning signs before you quit. You got to scan for obstacles that normally pop up before you abandon your goals. Because when we first set the goals, we're hella motivated. We're hella driven to take action and do whatever it takes. But as life keeps on lifing, we start to lose confidence. Is that a fact, y'all? Our motivation starts to peter out. Is that a fact? And then eventually they quit. Eventually we quit. Eventually everybody quits who doesn't do it the right way. So, with the idea that we want to stop this from happening to you, that's our incentive this morning. I want you to look out for these 7 clues. Write them down, and then let's see what we can figure out. Here's the first one, y'all. You start to lose motivation. Write that down. You start to lose motivation. Yeah, Maura. Yeah, Jeff. You start to lose motivation, Darnisha. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Chanel? You start to lose motivation. Miss Cook in the house. Yeah, welcome, Chanel. All right. So what do we mean by that? This is one of the most popular, plentiful reasons that people fail to achieve their goals. We all know success ain't easy. We all know it takes a long time commitment. We've all seen the Instagram memes that say stuff like, the season you plant the seed is not the same season you harvest it, right? But we all know that it takes a little bit more than that in real life. Life ain't a bumper sticker. Life ain't a sermon in church. It's like life starts when the sermon ends. But so when we're right here in real life and it's like, dang, I poured in all the effort. I felt I gave it everything I had. I poured in the result that I wanted. I know what I'm going for with this, but when you pour in all this effort and you ain't getting the result that you wanted, it's real easy to lose your drive. And then if you let it continue, you start to lose your confidence. And then it just becomes much easier to let go of the goal. Millionaires, motivation is important. Why is motivation important? Because any musician will tell you the hardest part of practice is pulling the instrument out the case. Can anybody relate to that? The hardest part of practice, the hardest part of training is getting started. Can anybody relate to that? Can anybody relate to that? Somebody say, just get started. Somebody say, just get started. If you can relate to what I'm saying to you right now. What we're saying is, you might want to do something that helps you keep that motivation. Because if you were able to muster the motivation to get started, then you're going to find the journey's a lot easier if you kick one rule into place. And, shouts out to Jamal Flono. We was just talking about this last night. I asked him to share with a bunch of the other mentees what are some things that he's learned since he's been going on this 90-day blitz, right? And he shared 2 things. He was like, 1, write down your goals. And then 2, he was like, what he likes to do is go in every single day and listen to testimonies from other people who have done what it is he's trying to do. I thought that was powerful. Can somebody write that in the comments? Listen to testimonies. Listen to testimonies. Read testimonies. Read articles about how other people did it. Do something every single day to keep you motivated. Talk to other successful people. Network with them so you keep your energy high. Albert Einstein said something wild. He was like, it's not that I'm so smart. It's just I stay with problems longer. It's not that I'm so smart. It's that I stay with the problems longer. That's a quote from Albert Einstein, of all people. If that don't tell you that one of your secrets is making sure that you keep it motivational, that you add some sort of inspirational or motivational routine, not just hearing motivational speakers if you want to be a motivational speaker, I'm talking about listening to the stories of the motivational speaker and the testimonies of how it felt when they were going through hell, how it felt to make that decision that the suffering stops now, how it felt to make that decision, to gain that awareness that, wait a minute, what I'm doing is not weird at all. The trials and the tribulations I'm experiencing actually mean I need to keep going, not that I need to stop. Because everybody I look up to a person, went through this exact same thing. You know you're doing it right when you start to see yourself in other people's stories. Am I making sense? I'm giving you a clue right now. I'm giving you a clue. Here's the second reason that people fail. This is the second reason people end up giving up. They start feeling overwhelmed. That's number 2, feeling overwhelmed. Y'all ever heard that story that how you eat an elephant is one bite at a time? Millionaires, check it out. There's another really common reason people fail. And, we know people start strong. They be hella ambitious. They set big goals. But here's the problem. They overestimate themselves. Millionaires, one of the easiest mistakes to make is overestimating the results you should get in 2 weeks and underestimating the results you can get in 2 years. If you were to start right now, I'm talking about right this moment, and say every single day, I'm going to talk to 5 people about my business. Every single day, I'm going to make 5 new connections about my business. Every single day. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to read 5 pages of this book. In 2 years, you won't recognize yourself from either of those 3 actions. But what are 5 things you can do that would change your life if you did it every single day for the next 2 years? I dare you throw some of that into the comments. I dare you because I'm going to tell you something. You already know. You already got the genius inside you. I dare you give life to it right now. Right now, millionaire, write in the comments an income producing activity that you know, if you were to do it religiously every single day for the next 2 years, your life would be different. What are some ideas you have for that? Because you can do 5 things in a day. This kills the overwhelm. What you need is a little more hunger. Millionaires, I'm telling you the God's honest truth. Most people overestimate what they can do in 2 months, and they underestimate what they can do in 2 years. They overestimate what they can do in 2 weeks, and they underestimate what they can do in 10. They overestimate what they can do in 1 year, and they underestimate what they can do in 10 years. They set their yearly goals too big and too unrealistic. And I'm not even somebody that loves to talk about what's unrealistic. Because, in my opinion, it's unrealistic. You're going to flip a switch and then light shows up in your whole house. In my opinion, it's unrealistic. I remember I was watching this joint from Will Smith. He's talking about how unrealistic it is to bend a piece of metal and fly people over the ocean. I mean, can you imagine how unrealistic that seemed before we did it? But here's what I'm saying to you. Your mind starts to sabotage the idea before you even start your journey. Now you're feeling overwhelmed. Now you ain't sure what to do. If this happens to you, maybe you need to think about the journey of 1,000 miles concept, right? How do you take a journey of 1,000 miles? It starts with the first step. All right. Somebody said trial runs. Miss Allen said trial runs. If she did 5 trial runs a day for 2 years, her whole life would be different. My man Damon said 5 follow-ups a day. See, this is what we mean by you eat an elephant 1 bite at a time. He knows if he did 5 follow-ups a day, his whole life would be different in 2 years. Miss Allen said quick lives with helpful facts about my business. If she did that every single day for 2 years, she knows her whole life would be different. What about you? Miss Clay was like sharing with 5 new people daily. She knows that would change her whole life in 2 years if she did that every day. And guess what? That don't feel overwhelming, does it? My man David Ruffin, he's like, yo, trial runs. I mean, and we're not overwhelmed by this, right? Because we know, how do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. We know if we break down these huge goals into much smaller chunks that are more manageable, we can act on it right away. People don't procrastinate because they're crazy, y'all. People procrastinate because they're trying to protect themselves from this certain feeling, right? What it is we put way more energy into the anxiety surrounding a result we don't want instead of putting all that energy into the anticipation of the result we do want. We focus on anxiety instead of anticipation. Do you understand? They are both belief. They are both faith. It's just, do you have faith in the positive result? Do you know who you are and whose you are? Do you really believe that the Most High is on your side? Or do you have more faith in the negative possibility, the negative side of the coin, the negative result, the negativity that you don't want to attract? Millionaires, I promise you, if you break that thing down into small chunks, if you just think about something that could change your life if you did it every day, before you know it, you've got a goal, baby. You've got a goal. Sade is like, yeah, if I did follow-ups every day. Miss Smalls is like posting content every day. My man Daryl's like peaking interest 5 times a day. That's exactly what, yeah, Damon, appreciate that. Hit that share button. Where is your faith, Darnisha? Where is your faith? All right, here's the third one. Not doing anything about your goals, not taking action. I'm going to tell you what a lot of people do, millionaires. Here's what a lot of people do. They spend so much time talking about it that they confuse their brain that they actually did something. you hear me? They spend so much time talking about the goal that they mess around and confuse themselves like they did something towards the goal. When you don't do nothing about your goals, it's a clear sign you're about to give up. Because if you're serious, you're going to make more moves and less announcements. Somebody give me that in the comments if you felt that. Somebody say make more moves and less announcements. Make more moves and less announcements, right? Millionaires, write this down in your comments. You are what you do, not what you say you're going to do. You are what you do, not what you say you're going to do. Darnisha, like, that's crazy. Anybody ever experienced that? Say me in the comments if you've ever gone through that, where you get so hype about this idea you had. You tell everybody about it. It feels so good talking to them about it. And then you never bust a move. Anybody relate to that? Say me. Say me. Say I. If you know what I'm talking about. If you know what I'm talking about. Millionaires, I really appreciate that transparency test. Thank you, Queen. Appreciate that, Kay. Yeah, appreciate that, Miss Clay. Somebody know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Stanley. You know what I mean? The truth shall set us free. Yeah, Narisha. Yeah, Kay. Come on. The truth shall set us free. Let's go, Damon. Well, here's what I'm suggesting, y'all. Yeah, Chanel. Yeah, Meech. Yeah, here's what I'm suggesting, y'all. Here's what I'm suggesting. I'm suggesting we make more moves, less announcements. You hear me? I'm suggesting we make more moves, less announcements. Millionaires, it's about what you do. Your goals are just your plans for the future. But if you don't act on them, if you don't sow seed, then you're not scheduling a harvest. You got me? I hope I'm making sense to somebody out there. Here's the fourth one I got. We fail to give our goals proper attention. That's the fourth clue. That's the fourth clue. How many of us forget about our goals from time to time? I mean, when you wrote it down, you were so excited. You go 2 days without looking at that thing, and it starts to fade away into the ether. Here's what you can do. Somebody say, rewrite my goals every day. Somebody say, I will rewrite my goal every day. I will rewrite my goals every day. Do you forget every now and then? Then say, I will rewrite my goals every day. See, a lot of times we are just victims of convenience. A lot of times, I don't know if you've ever driven down the street and asked yourself, why is there a gas station right across the street from another gas station? Y'all ever notice that? Or why is this restaurant right here by this other restaurant? Anybody ever thought about that? What's going on there? It's the tyranny of convenience, y'all. The gas station companies know that you just going to go to the gas station that's on the same side of your street. You ain't about to go down there and make a U-turn just to go to that gas station. Convenience acts as a dictator. The human brain is constantly looking for shortcuts. Why am I bringing that up, right? The reason I'm mentioning that is because whatever you put in front of you is going to be what you focus on. A lot of times you think you have a a motivation problem, and really you have an environment problem. You haven't created the proper habitat that's going to make it so that your success happens on autopilot. You know, and notice I could have said environment, but I went with habitat. Why? Because the root word is habit. The root word is habit. Millionaires, if you're failing to give your goals proper attention, I suggest you take that Kaizen Academy class that we have on habits. I suggest you find time to take that class, because we talk about these different ways you can start your habits up and stay strong, so that you create the kind of habits, like I said, that make success inevitable, and instead of the sort of habits that make failure inevitable, right? And one clear thing you can do is begin to paste your goals up around yourself. People like Steve Jobs, Richard Branson, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, they never forget about their goals. They keep their goals, their visions, their dreams in the forefront of their mind in every moment, to the point you be talking to them, it's like they don't even hear you because they zoning out, visualizing some part of their goal. They can't help but to consistently think about achieving what they want in life. And if you don't give the goals the proper attention they require, that'll never be you. But here's the flip side. If you do, it can't help but become you. You have no idea how rare it is to see a man or a woman that has complete focus. Somebody say, I will rewrite my goals every day. I will rewrite my goals every day. Because if you don't give your goals the attention they require, you're just going to eventually forget about them, because there's too many distractions and too many shiny opportunities out there. So review your goals daily. Practice active goal setting. Add your goals in affirmation form to your daily affirmations. Begin visualizing it and be proud of it. Here's number 5. That's exactly right. Never out of sight, never out of mind. Let's go. Yeah, Damon. Share. Turn on your notifications. Make sure you subscribe to this thing. Here's number 5. Here's the 5th clue. Not feeling committed. Not feeling committed. Right? So you wrote down these 5 tasks that you need to accomplish. You know, maybe you wrote them down in your 90-day massive action planner, right? There's a link for that in the caption, you know, wherever you're watching. If you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, everywhere but Twitter, if you look in the comments, there's a link for the 90-day planner. Highly suggest you use this thing, right? There's so much technology built into this thing that will help you excel. But check it out. If you're like a lot of people, you write down the 5 tasks. You don't accomplish any of them. You know real easy that something's wrong immediately, right? It has to do with your commitment. If you still got work to do and you're feeling a little sleepy and you choose to go to sleep instead of get up, do some push-ups, get your adrenaline pumping again and get back to it, that's showing you that you're not committed. And when you ain't committed, you're going to fail, because this is the same spot everybody else quit at. God gave this vision to you. You're supposed to see this through. God didn't give me your particular dream. God didn't give nobody else in your family this particular dream. None of your other friends this particular dream. This is a vision that he gave to you. It is your responsibility. Y'all remember Popeye? When Popeye would eat the spinach whenever he needed a boost of power or a boost of strength. Anybody remember that? And he'll pop this minute, and then it's like he'll just like, and then next thing you know, he doing like them boys did in Alabama on that riverfront. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Check it out. In real life, that spinach is called responsibility. That spinach is called responsibility. Y'all hear me say it all the time. It's one of those Hazik-isms, but they always say with great power comes great responsibility. What I want you to remember this morning is that with great responsibility comes great power. If you want to get more powerful in your workplace, if you want to get more powerful in your business, if you want to become more powerful as a leader, take on more responsibility. Take on more responsibility, because here's what happens. The more you take on responsibility, y'all, the more you find yourself intrinsically motivated or inspired. Because you might let yourself down, but you ain't about to let them down. It's counting on you. I don't know what it does. I don't know what it is about how God designed us that we feel more power when we're doing it for somebody else. but it's a fact of the way we think. It's a fact of human nature. Take on more responsibility and you're going to find yourself more motivated. I appreciate that, Sade. I appreciate that. Sade was like, if you're listening in on the live line, Sade was like, that planner changed an aspect of her life last year. No cap. No cap. Let them know. Yeah, that's exactly right. Take your spinach. Responsibility. Yeah, spinach is taking responsibility. That's right, Alan. Let's go. Yeah, thank you, Nikki, for not leaving me out there. Right. Popeye was the man. All right. So that's what you need to know. Responsibility is going to make you more committed. Responsibility for people you love. Responsibility for people who trust you. It's going to make you more committed. It's the enemy of resistance. Okay. Here's number 6. You fail because you're always chasing cheap dopamine. You're always chasing a new thing. You're like, boy, this is some great ice cream. Look at that squirrel. You're always on a search for something new. This is a clue you're about to fail. See, the reason that you always talk about it and not do it is because you get dopamine. You know, in the world of marketing, there are 4 chemicals. We're like dope dealers. If you're an entrepreneur, you're like a dope dealer. You're always dealing oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, and something called dopamine. Dopamine comes from you knocking stuff out on your to-do list, but dopamine can also come from you talking about stuff on your to-do list. Ain't that scary? Ain't that scary? Dopamine can come from you knocking out stuff on your to-do list, but dopamine can also come from you finding something new you just get started with. Isn't that scary? Millionaires, you always searching for something new. You probably lost confidence with your current goal. You no longer feel like you can achieve the goals you'd already set. So now you need to search for something new. It's intimidating, but millionaires, if you keep on jumping ships, if you keep on switching goals, you're never going to accomplish any of them. Instead, choose to do whatever it takes instead of doing your best. Say, instead of my best, I'm going to do what it takes. Somebody give it to me. Instead of my best, I'm going to do what's required. Instead of my best, I'm going to do what's required. A lot of times we like, oh, I'm going to do my best. Well, check it out. You already was doing your best. Ain't nobody using their second best ideas. Maybe it's time to do what's required. Okay. And the last one I got for you is that you don't enjoy your goals. You don't enjoy your goals. I just put this up in my reels. If you follow me on TikTok or if you follow me on Instagram, Mr. Haziq Ali is my Instagram. I'll throw it on the screen. I just did this whole training about a cool way you can gamify your goals. We out of time, so I can't talk about it now. But once this stuff becomes unpleasant, it's a clear sign you're about to give up. Making your goals fun is a real cool way to never give up at it because, I don't know, it's like a mental toughness hack. I ain't got time to talk about it, but if you go to Mr. Haziq Ali on Instagram, you'll see this video I put up about, I got on like this, it's one of the last 2 videos I put up. So you'll see it. It's, you know, and it'll give you that. We're out of time. It's affirmation time. Sorry this took so long, y'all. I hope you got something out of this. FAST. F is for Facebook group. A is for accountability partner. S is for subscribe or turn on your notifications. And the T is for leave your big takeaway in the comments or teach somebody one thing that you learned today. Give it your accountability partner and have them hold you accountable to doing that 5 things you said, or have them hold you accountable to turning this stuff fun using what I gave you in that reel on my Instagram, etc. so forth. All right, y'all. Love y'all. Repeat after me.